you ready for some football? It's the Saints and the Vikings, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
Well, later tonight in November, snowfall is forecasted to hit the Twin Cities, but right now, calm outside, and of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the New Orleans Saints and the Minnesota Vikings. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They come in really scuffling, losers of 7 of their last 8 games.
And they've been an underachieving team, but they do have some pretty good pieces in place. Let's see if they can use some of the younger guys and make themselves better.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, they're in a real groove of late. Winners of 5 of their last 6 games. First 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And at quarterback from the University of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 44 yards.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
Herbert now. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Allen Lazard, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Saints get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And that meant 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. Cordero Patterson to return it, bringing it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie quarterback.
Yo, yo. You played the hard hat yet, or Shibby?
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Again, it's Mixon. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. The Vikings have 1-7 now on the year. And they come in really scuffling. Losers of 7 of their last 8 games.
And I like where the management is taking this team now because the record, not great, we know that. But now they're looking to the future, using the younger players instead of some of the veterans. They want to see how they produce in the cauldron of an NFL season.
Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into cover.
Touchdown, Saints! Mike Williams, 26 yards.
Yeah.
And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their
Yeah.
They've got to be thrilled on the road right now.
To put it how long it take, I'll get a whistle before I go do some work for Lou. He said he still gonna take me. They gonna drop the packet off.
To be able to go into someone else's house and establish a start like that.
He said he'd be around by like 12:30, close to like 1 or something. So
Doubt in their minds.
Gonzalez to add the
once I play this game, I got you.
And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. From his end zone, here comes Patterson. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So, decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Looking to throw. Jarrett. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously. Led to a very quick sack. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. Not a great start to this drive. You had the sack, now the false start.
I mean, it doesn't take much to either read lips or just imagine what the head coach is saying right now. Get your head in the game, guys. Let's go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Kenneth Walker headed back out there. Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes. Steady goes the offense. But you know what else is happening, too, because they are a team now recognized for the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw it better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat him. He's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple of days ago in the team meetings, talking about this running game, opening up the passing game. We'll see if that continues to happen. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
First down, Saints.
Walker now at 1st and 10. And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. This defense for the Vikings, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And one of the key numbers that I look at after every game, total yards allowed. They held them under 200 yards of total offense. Just couldn't sustain much of anything against them. Great job showing them different looks and then attacking.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Dancing to his left. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Maybe just a lack of concentration there as he couldn't haul it in.
And when you're going across the middle like that, you know, he's running that drag route, you are conscious of all the bodies and the traffic in there. But let's face it.
And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Well, if the goal is to get back into this game, the offense is certainly moving in the wrong direction. This is certainly a case where one team needs big splash plays right now, but unfortunately, it's the other team that's getting them.
Finds his man, it's John Mechie. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long.
Brings up 4th down. That's the end of the first quarter.
Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. And this will get inside the 20 and be touchdown just outside of the 15-yard line. Kenneth Walker headed back out there. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, trying to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. 25 yards there on the catch and run. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now it's Herbert. He completes it to Julio Jones.
Oh, wow.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 47-yard line.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Vikings are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. A team like...
No, my bad. Nah, I said it, Claymore right there. I said it. He behind that, over the Bronco. He over there by the white Bronco.
Making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage. And now 3rd and 11 coming up. Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Jarrett. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. One, it is getting out of hand early. They add a pick 6 to the ledger now. 3-score lead still in the first half.
And all that celebrating that you see and hear from those defenders,
no
it's
fool
not
in
just
here.
because they scored a touchdown on a pick 6. It's because they're pitching a shutout in this one. Every defender's dream.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded just outside the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And that pick 6 just a moment ago. Things went from bad to worse. Look up at the scoreboard now. Not looking good here. We'll see if they can put something together on this drive. 1st and 10. Throwing after the interception. Jarrett got a man. It's Patterson complete. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 31-yard line.
Inside handoff to Mixon. As they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
They're going to try and throw. Open man is Mechie, and he's got him. And he is going to pick up the Vikings' first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And for the 3rd time here this half, it's intercepted. Picked by Cameron Bynum. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. So his struggle is just continuing here in the first half, throwing the football. Charles, now 3 interceptions.
And they don't feel like they're just great plays by the defense. There's a sense that maybe he's a little careless with the football now. So some of the great coaches in the past, you know, they've always said, I can't teach you, obviously, because you're not listening. So maybe the bench can teach you. He's got to be careful now. He might get pulled.
Straight ahead, Walker. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3. Ronnie Harrison that time able to make the tackle. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. On 2nd and 7, Herbert. This is caught. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. Here's Walker, and he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Ken Walker, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints are able to add on to their first half lead. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and the rout is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Vikings ready to go again on offense. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral
Talking to me?
out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
Yeah, it's all right.
This is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, you know, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
Hey, this shit about to be over right quick. This shit ugly. He whooping my head.
Jarrett. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on.
Stop being on the bed. Stop. Now I got to fix the bed.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game, go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates
He ain't like shit, bro.
and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. Herbert. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Herb Smith Jr. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. Patterson going to bring this out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of that 24. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field.
Ow.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one, because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to one possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. In this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for the Saints, they climb to 6-2 on the year as they close in on the midpoint of this 17-game schedule. And they will head home next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, the difficult season continues as they drop to 1-8. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against the Chicago Bears.